County's ARES net. This is KB3KYH. My name is Bill. I'm located in downtown Green Bay, Wisconsin. Emergency and priority traffic may break this net at any time. This is a directed net. Please do not transmit unless net control asks you to do so. Please end your transmissions with your call sign. This net meets Tuesday at 7 p.m. on 147.120 megahertz repeater. The purpose of the net is to provide training, education, and information regarding ARES races. The net is also part of the National Traffic System and is available for NTS traffic. At this time, I'm looking for a volunteer for backup net control. Any station wishing to be the backup NCS, call KB3KYH.
KB3KYH.
KD9WLM.
I believe the first station to call in was W9GRB. Is that correct? Over.
KB3KYH, W9GRB, and I'm available as a backup net control.
Okay, very good. W9GRB, thank you for volunteering to be net control. Jane, thank you also for volunteering. But Todd, go ahead and pick up the backup, and please maintain a log. Tonight we're going to use just a little bit different script for the net, so I hope I don't stumble through it, but we're trying to make it a little bit clear as to how we handle traffic and so forth. So let me continue with the preamble. Any stations with traffic and traffic only to list, say your call sign and the word traffic, and your traffic will be listed after you are acknowledged. Any stations with traffic, call KB3KYH. Heard. Are there any stations with announcements? Stations with announcements, please call KB3KYH. No announcements have been heard. Are there any stations that are short time? That is, those stations that can only stay for a few minutes. Any short time stations, call KB3KYH.
Whiskey 9 Juliet Echo, Ed, Sturgeon Bay, Door County. Good evening, sir. I will be in and out supper time, but I will be listening.
W9JE as in and out, and we're going to call for in and out stations next. That's part of the new net script. First, we call for stations that are short time, and then we'll call for stations that are in and out. But we already know that you're in and out, so we got you marked as such. Are there any other stations that are in and out? That means you're only going to check in, and then you're going to shut down. Any in and out stations, please call. Okay, very good, sir. KB9YJH, the net recognizes you as in and out. And thank you for checking in. Okay, we're all set now to call for regular check-ins. All stations, all regular check-ins, please call KB3KYH.
KB3KYH, KB9WLM.
KB3KYH, Kilo
Delta 9 Hotel Juliet, Dave, West Side, deep here.
KB3KYH, WB9NRK, Dale now is, and I'm going to be on short time. This is Kilo Bravo 0 Papa, KB0P, portable, handheld portable, checking in. Call from Green Bay.
KB3KYH, Kilo Charlie 9, Zulu, Sierra, Romeo, Fred on the east side of Green Bay. No traffic.
KB3KYH. This is NH KQS.
KB3KYH. KB3KYH. Kilo November 9 Sierra Alpha Mike. Kilo November 9 Sierra Alpha Mike, Sam, East Green Bay.
Net control. Net control, this is Kilo Delta 9 Union Kilo Alpha, Kyle in Menasha. No traffic. Okay, very good. Thank ladies and gentlemen for checking in. I'm going to go down the list of check-ins because there were a couple doubles there and I didn't want to miss anyone. So let me do that. I have Kilo Delta 9 YJH, Kilo Delta 9 Whiskey Lima Mike, KD9 HJJ, WB9 NRK, who is short time, KB0P, KC9 ZSR, N8 KQS, KN9 SAM, and KD9 UKA. Any others?
KB3K1. This is Kilo Delta 9 Victor Tango Quebec. I believe I doubled with someone. This is Sam on the east side of Green Bay. No traffic.
We have an addition of KD9 VTQ. Now, we had one gentleman that said he was short time. That's WB9 NRK. Do you have any ARES races information you'd like to pass to the net? Over.
This is the K9GB repeater.
WB9NRK, no ARES info, over.
Okay, thank you very much, Dale. We now have you logged out as short time. All right, I'm going to begin the training tonight, and tonight the training is on something called the ARES Task Book. Now, you may have heard of that. This is something that the ARRL has been using, and it's been around for a couple of years, maybe 3 or 4, but just want to make sure everyone's aware of it. And so let me begin by saying that the Brown KEWAUNEE County ARES team has always put proper emphasis on training, because history continually tells us that trained volunteers, ham radio operators in our case, will be a true asset when we're called upon to support an emergency situation if we have the right training. I think we all believe that. So as we begin a new year to better manage our training, our ARES team here in Brown KEWAUNEE counties is going to begin using a document called the ARRL ARES Emergency Communicator Task Book. We'll talk about it tonight as the task book. With the ARES Task Book, ARRL, American Radio Relay League, has established a quite flexible way to document your training and experience as you progress through your career as a ham operator, particularly for people that are part of an ARES group. The task book recognizes and defines actually 3 levels of responsibility for ARES volunteers. Then it lists the training and necessary experience associated with each level. The task book is really very similar to books used by FEMA as part of the National Incident Management System, abbreviation NIMS, or by many fire departments. Many agencies use these task books, and as I go through it, you'll see why. The League developed the ARES book to provide ARES volunteers with a tool for achieving and then documenting our qualifications so that we can present this information to served agencies who may want to see what we have to offer as their partner. We're trying right now within our organization to expand our list of served agencies, and one of those people may say, let me see some task books. Let me see that your people are really trained, and these books will demonstrate this. It'll really be helpful as we work to develop relationships with additional served agencies. As I mentioned earlier in my little talk here tonight, there are 3 levels of responsibility with associated training, participation, proficiency requirements, qualifications. 3 levels, and all these qualifications change for each level. Let's talk about the 3 levels quickly here. Level 1, that's the primary level for ARES volunteers. These are people that aren't in a leadership position within the ARES organization. Most new amateurs will be at this level. The requirements at this level include having a valid ham radio license, being registered with Brown Kewaunee County ARES, and having some basic training. So it's pretty much everyone that signs up for ARES would be at level 1 to begin with. Now level 2 builds on level 1, but it's more advanced. It's for volunteers who want to get more involved in ARES and with additional responsibilities. I kind of see levels 1 and 2 as the most applicable to the overall ARES team. People that like to get out there, participate, and support a served agency. Now, level 2, it builds on level 3, it builds on levels 1 and level 2. This is the level where you find ARES leaders, such as your emergency coordinator, Dave, KD9HJJ, assistant ECs, like Todd, Sam, and myself, district emergency coordinators, and then the highest rank in the state, which is the section emergency coordinator. These people are at level 3, and that's how their task book would be reflected. They would have accomplished everything in level 3 or be on the way to accomplishing it. The requirements at this level are more demanding. Having said that, because all ARES programs are focused on the local level, our EC, Dave, may add or substitute requirements for the 3 levels. He can change them, like having a county-issued badge. That's one of the things that we do here. It's not in the task book. He can add that. There could be others as we move forward. More training of ICS, different training for ICS. But we'll get into that in the future ARES meetings because we're going to go over the book in detail. But just to get you familiarized, I'd like to cover a few more basics. Since the task book is specific to each ARES volunteer, if you looked at a book, the front page contains all your individual information, name, call sign, contact information, and it also has blanks for Dave's info as your emergency coordinator, because as you complete things, he'll sign off on it to make sure that all of the people that might want to look at the task book understand that it's official. This is KB3KYH. This is the Brown Kewaunee County ARES Net. After a few introductory pages in the task book, they provide directions and some background. You'll come to forms, describe level 1, level 2, and level 3. The forms contain 3 areas of the qualifications that you need to meet to be at these levels. First, it's education, participation, and then proficiency or skill. On these forms, then you'll see the letters required, optional, and encouraged, ROE. Each of the 3 levels has different requirements for education. taking part in drills, skills that you might have to have. And then each of them have different ones that are required. You must do that to be at that level. They're optional, and then they're encouraged. Optional, probably a good idea to do them, but it's up to the volunteer. Encouraged, Dave is going to be encouraging us to do those things because it's for the best. So remember, required, optional, and encouraged. Required, optional, they're essential elements as agreed to by our HC. He's going to lay down what's required, and we'll meet those. Optional items, they're up to you. If you believe a particular item will enhance your ability as an ARES volunteer, then complete it. More training is always good. Encouraged items are those that the emergency coordinator believes would add to the value of our overall team. For example, having a functional go kit would be encouraged. You don't have to have it, but it sure would be nice for you and for all the members to have a good go kit. All right. In summary then, the task book provides, I think, a very comprehensive way to plan, track, and then document our training. And it will become a key element as we continue to build our Brown-Kewaunee County ARES team. Well, my purpose tonight was to introduce you to the task book, which will be addressed in detail, as I said, at upcoming ARES meetings. In the meantime, if you want to learn more, the easiest way is to go to ARRL.org and then in the little search box type in ARES Task Book. You'll find a very good description. You'll find copies of the task book. You'll find a lot of background information that will go into much greater detail than I did tonight. Okay, that concludes the training for this evening. At this time, I'll stand by for any other stations that would like to check into the Brown-Kewaunee County ARES net. Please call KB3KYH.
This is the K9GB repeater.
Nothing heard. At this time, I'll ask if there are any questions or comments directly related to the training topic or directly related to ARES racing. Any stations with comments regarding these topics, call KB3KYH.
KB3KYH, KD9HJJ.
Go ahead, sir.
Bill, it was an excellent training, and I think the preamble was very well announced, and I think that's something we're going to be looking at keeping. Just one thing, and I know we've talked about this as team members, we don't want to scare anybody off with the training. As Bill had indicated, level 1 is just, hey, you got your license, and 2, we can build on the 1. And the most important thing is that we have to know how to operate. We got to be familiar with the served agencies we're working with, what their requests are, what their requirements are, and we have to understand how EOCs work as well as leadership and other things that are involved in emergency management as well as scene control. So we have the command structure that we have to learn. Break. I encourage you as ham radio operators that we are volunteer. We do a lot of that volunteering, so please consider joining Kewaunee County, Brown County ARES, and we'll put up more information as time goes by on that. But thank you very much. KD9HJJ clear.
Your comments, Dave? Are there any other stations that have comments directly regarding the training topic or directly related to ARES racing? Call KB3KYH.
KB3KYH and a KQS.
KD9WLM with a question.
At 2 stations, first N8KQS. Go ahead, sir.
Hey, mine'll be long. Oh yeah, Bill, can anybody go on and download that textbook now? And textbook now and start filling it out? NAKQS.
NAKQS from KV3KY. Certainly, you could download it. It's in printable format, PDF. I think it's called Word Fillable. Please do that if you're interested, and it'd be all the better to bring it to the next meeting. There are a couple of versions out there, and the version that I think is the most accurate, or up to date, I'm looking for it right now. If you stand by, I'll give you the version number, KB3KY. The version number would be 2.1.1. That should be the latest version. And all the versions are pretty much the same. There are some changes in the requirements as you get up into the level 2 and 3 area. But it would be a good thing, Dave. It's a very good suggestion. Take a look at it, read through it, fill out the front page, and bring it to the next meeting. I'm not sure what the schedule of training will be at the next meeting, but it'd certainly be nice to bring it. Let Dave take a look at it, and Todd, our training officer, and I'll help you fill it out too if there's any questions. So thanks for the good question. Are there any other comments, Dave, reference to that? Over.
I give the floor to Jane, NAKQS.
Okay, very good. And then we had, let's see, Jane, KD9WLN. Your question, please.
Net Control, this is KD9WLM. I actually did download that particular version of it, and you and Dave have kind of answered my question with respect to how I get it filled out, because I do have a number of these things on here, especially in level 1. So I understand properly that I can print it out, fill it out manually, and bring it to the meeting, or if I'm really brave, I can bring it to the meeting on my tablet, and you guys can sign off that way, correct?
Okay, Jane, very good. Well, I'm glad that you're looking into this, and bring it however you feel comfortable. Might be better on paper, though, because, whatever's better for you. Whatever's better for you. The main thing is that you're delving into this, getting the training, documenting it, and having it available for examination. That's the key thing. So please do that. If you have any questions, Dave, myself, or Todd would be happy to help you. Over.
Acknowledge we do things the old-fashioned way here. I can print it out and bring it to the next meeting. Thank you very much, Net Control. KD9WLM, back to you.
Okay, KD9WLN. Well, I don't know about old-fashioned, but we'll let that one go. Hi. All right. At this time, I want to thank everyone for participating in the Brown-KEWAUNEE ARES net. Thank you to the Green Bay Mike and Key Club for allowing the use of their repeater. I'm now closing the Brown-KEWAUNEE County ARES net at 19:24 hours. This is KB3KYH out.
KD9BTQ calling KB3KYH. Are you still there?
Go ahead, Sam. Still here.
Yeah, I missed the comment part. I didn't get a chance to get in. I got a quick question. Forgive me if I sound dumb. How does the different levels for the ARES group pertain to what is printed on our ID badges?
I don't think there's a relationship there. Anyone that knows better can jump in. I believe those were assigned by the state, and I think, that's all I know. I don't believe it has anything to do with what level you're on. I'm at level 3, and I forget what my badge says. I think it says level one communicator. I think those are state titles, but I'm going to ask KD9HJJ to come in on that. Dave, are you still around? Can you help us out?
Bill, Dave here, KD9HJJ. Yeah, mine has COM level 3, and I do believe that is filled out locally when the emergency manager for Brown County obtains the badge. I do believe they look at your particular status, and that is assigned at that time. But that's a good question. That's something I'm going to actually have to verify, but I believe that's the case, KD9HJJ.
But to Sam's point, it's not related to the task book. Is that correct? It is not related to the task book?
KB3, KYH, KN9FM.
There's a voice of knowledge there, I think. Another guy. Go ahead, Sam.
Oh, you give me way too much credit there. But yeah, I had looked that up when I was actually printing those cards out. And the COM level 4, 3, 2, 1, whatever it is based on the position within the state ARES team. So level 4 is the local ECs, level 3 is the regional or district, and so on up the line to I don't know how far up. But that's why you have to look it up to see if it was based on the license that you held or the training you held, but we found it's based on the ARES team position within the statewide organizational structure.
This is the K9GB repeater.
Okay. Well, what I'm understanding from what Dave said and what Sam, what the other Sam said is the task book and what's on our badge are not the same, but maybe as we get more into the task book, they could be. Sam, BTQ, I'm confused. Maybe you're not. Go ahead.
No, I think I get it, Bill. Thank you for clarifying, Sam and Dave. No, I think I get it. One is assigned by the state and has nothing to do with the book. So I got it. Thank you all. KD9BTQ.
Okay, good. Well, thanks a lot for the question. And now that the net is old, we can kind of shoot the breeze about this a little bit. And that was a good question, though. I kind of wondered about that myself. And, and there again, that's a good reason for the task book, because now we'll have something concrete that if someone wants to know what your qualifications are, we've got this task book that proves what they are. And I was talking to someone, I think it was Todd, sent me an email, and he's been involved in this federal stuff for many years, and he said he has something like 8 or 10 task books that he has to maintain for various organizations that he supports in his normal occupation. So it's a pretty good deal if you look it up. It's pretty interesting, a lot of flexibility there, and that's the key to it, that stuff can be added and subtracted, whatever is right for our organization. Well, I tell you what, I'm going to shut down here, go back and finish my supper. Thanks to everybody. This is KB3KY. Clear.